Well, hey, everybody, this is Don, and I am with the esteemed Mark Hunt, and this is Wizard Tower Publishing. Glenn Hallstrom, Chad, how you gentlemen doing? Yes, Mr. DeMille's here, and Mr. DeMille, the other Mr. DeMille's here. I was going to say Mr. and Mrs. DeMille, but I guess I'll have to take Mrs. DeMille because I'm not going to insult Mark Hunt here on live video. So, but boy, have we got a lot to talk about. A little bit of news last minute, and it literally hit me and Mark at the last minute. As you all see, we do not have Mark Akers with us. Mark Akers literally messaged us and said, listen, I have come down with something. He's sick, and he is not able to make it tonight. We apologize, but literally we found out not too long ago ourselves about that. But you still want to tune in this video because, boy, have we got a lot to talk about Gangbusters. We're going to do a preview of the website. We're going to talk about minis. We're going to talk about adventure packs. We're going to talk about modules. We're going to talk about the game, printing, binding. Mark, have I missed anything?
Yeah, well, including the new police supplement that's been submitted, ready to go. That's
there
in
we
the
go. So
there's more stuff coming. We're
all right, so
this game left and right.
Yep. So
and possibly even a custom die coming. Custom 12.
Well, let's start off with just get something out of the way real quick. Let's give everybody a quick update to printing and binding. How about that?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. As y'all know, the game was supposed to come out a few weeks ago. It's delayed. The reason why it was delayed is because we just went ahead and we got the PDF out, and lucky we did delay it. And the reason why is this, and it's not knocking anybody who did the editing of the book. You know what? It's a big book. You know, we're going from 60 some odd pages of a role-playing game to 200 pages of a role-playing game. And when we release the PDF, the community, which is such a positive that it is, and we are a community together, what ended up happening was members of the community came to us and said, listen, I found something. There's a misspelling. You missed something. Something doesn't make sense. So what I did is in our last video, we gave people a chance to email me the information. We got all those changes, and what has done is we have implemented those changes. And so that's another reason why it got delayed. We are now going into formal print and bind. So printing and binding will take roughly now formally about a week or so, maybe 10 days at the most, because it's a lot of stuff for one guy to do in his shop, and I'll have it printed and bound, and we'll have them sent out to the masses. But it'll have a lot of the corrections in there, a lot of the errors kind of fixed and everything. Again, and I think I'm not trying to speak for Mark, but I think Mark will agree with me. We'd rather have it run a couple of weeks late and be right than you get it now and have problems with it.
That's correct.
So basically, so that's where printing and binding is at. So we're good there. Oh, what else? What else? Where shall we start? There's so much to go through.
Oh, yeah. And we got GM screen, and we also going to have like everything. We got so much coming. You guys are just in for a treat.
Okay.
I was over there working overtime to, put the work in.
Yeah. Okay, so we have 2 adventure packs coming. Now, there's a difference between adventure packs and adventure modules. Adventure packs are just little. They're designed for 1 or 2 game sessions. You can get knocked out real quick. You can, after a bunch of them are out, you can mix them and make bigger adventures out of them. Whereas a game module can last 3, 4, 5 game sessions. They're bigger. So the first 2 adventure packs, one is by the illustrious Mr. Glenn Hallstrom, who I graciously modeled with my sexy man bod earlier, his t-shirt. Went ahead and his module, which is called If It Bleeds, It Leads. And then I made my own adventure pack, and that's called Don's Den of Sin and Gin. So Glenn Hallstrom says, my motto when I'm acting, this too, I'd rather get it right than be right. Exactly. And that's the reason why we're doing what we're doing. Again, this is a community effort. The emails that I got, nothing negative. People were very positive. Even when they found an issue with it, people said, "Hey Don," or "Hey Mark, I found
Yeah.
something, my friend. Here." Thank you very much for those of you also that went ahead and did the work and found these errors and everything. Again, editors, it's not that they're dumb or they don't know what they're doing. It's just a big book, and sometimes you get so much into it, you miss it because you're so close to it.
Yeah. And it's hard. Like for instance, when I'm writing it, my brain may think one thing and I'm typing something else. And once you see it day after day after day after day, it just glosses over.
Mhm. You actually, believe it or not, when you're typing, for those you don't know, they say that when you're writing a book or you're creating something, you are actually 3 or 4 pages ahead in your brain than you're typing. So you're kind of like here when you're typing down here. So, but it's all good, and that's the whole purpose of this. You want to let people know. Mark, you were talking about something about police. What is that you're gonna do?
Yes. The fifth precinct. This is the precinct where the players will most likely be if there's some type of law enforcement. It's a detailed ward inside of Rock Junction. The fifth precinct. It also covers the feds. It's got rules for mounted cops on horseback. It's got military. I mean, police dogs. It's
Uh,
got all these added stuff to enhance playing the police officer. If you're playing the police,
yeah,
it's about 100 pages or so. So
yep,
it's a thick supplement and gives
yep.
you everything you need to do. It's got dozens of uh, tables and charts to enhance it, how to set up different stories. It's a lot of different things to enhance your play. You don't need it to play police officers, but if you're going to play police officers, this takes it to a whole nother level.
And speaking of another level, what people watching this video have to understand is this: the gangbusters of 2025 are by no means the gangbusters of the early 1980s. We are taking this game, and Wizard Tower Publishing is putting a lot of effort, time, and resources into this one product alone. This is not a one and done. We're not going to make a couple of game products and then move on to the next thing because we're bored with it. This is a commitment by my publishing company, and Mark has joined up with the publishing company to give his product to us, help us with this product, and we're teaming up as a pair, as a definite, you know, we're, you know, for lack of a better word, we're James Cagney and Greta
Right?
Garbo.
We're going to
Wait a
partner
minute,
up and we're going to support it.
Who's Greta Garbo in this one?
Sure. Someone flip a coin.
I'll flip a coin for it. But no, on a serious note, though, this is a commitment. This is not a one and done. And so, for those of you who are investing your money into this game and your time and wanting to play it, you have a lot to look forward to because we're going to be doing these videos a year from now. And we're going to be putting product out. We have a very, very long product release schedule out there. We're talking about 18, 24 months, and we're not done yet. So
Yeah.
there's going to be other product. I'm not going to bullshit nobody. There's going to be other product by Wizard Tower Games. We have the Open Worlds role playing game, which is for people who are sci-fi lovers. I'm not going to say who. I can't right now, but we have another classic OSR creator who looks like he's going to be coming to Wizard Tower Publishing to bring another genre of gaming to the masses. So a lot of good things are happening. Plus, we have obtained a license from Wizards of the Coast for another product that we're going to be talking about here shortly.
Yeah.
So we are going to be WotC red stamp seal of approval licensed. That took us a long time to get situated, but we're good. And
Right. And
Nova
what other games
Explorer,
we're going to be doing? I'm going to do a lot. I got lots of writing in the future.
Mark, you better get some tape on your fingers because they're going to
Yeah.
be getting blisters on them from typing.
That's
Nova
it.
Explorer, by the way, thank you for tuning in. I think you are new to the channel, but you've probably been part of the group for a long time. Nova says, I'm very excited about the renaissance of Gangbusters. And you know what? You should be, because this is really a renaissance of the game, because not only is this a complete rewrite of the rules, this is a complete recreation of everything from quick adventures to game modules to supplements to a world setting, you name it. Plus, shall we talk about the books?
Let's talk about the books.
Let's talk about the books. We have, and I can't mention her name right now, but we have a certain lady who is going to be most likely writing Gangbuster books for us, who was involved with the writing of books early on in the TSR days. And she is a really creative woman. Once you find out who she is, it's going to blow your mind. But
Everything goes through. We got some great stock products.
Boy, do we. And just a lot of doors have opened for me and Mark both on this. And I think it's because people see our commitment to it. And so they're willing to commit also. So we've got, let's see, we've talked about the adventure pack. That's Don's Den of Sin and Jin. And by the way, If It Bleeds, It Leads was written by Glenn Hallstrom. Glenn has also written another adventure pack module, which we will discuss later on. That's going to be the third one re-release. Player character record sheets. So let's go ahead and show people how they're going to get them, shall we?
Show the
All right. We're going to give you a sneak peek of the new Wizard Tower Publishing website. This is the new Wizard Tower Publishing website. Basically, what you're going to be able to do is go up here and go to services. We're going to offer book publishing, game publishing, self-publishing services. So basically, if you don't want us to represent your book and you just want your game or your novel prepared, ready to do it yourself, we can do that for you. Training and education, which is going to be things on like how to properly get a trademark, how to do this, how to do that. Legal help. We actually have an attorney who's working with us who will help you get your trademark filed or your copyright filed the right way. Our store. Okay, this is the key part for you people who want to download player character record sheets. You can go to our online store or free gamer things. When you click on this link, you will be able to see things like, we're going to every month give away and upload like a random NPC or a map or maybe maybe a mini adventure. You never know. But also player character record sheets. They're always going to be free for you to download. If you buy the game, we should not have to charge you the bloody player character record sheets. You're going to get them for free for us. And then free author help will be things like if you're an author and you need a pre-formatted Word doc that you're going to have to write in with all the proper gutter and all the guidelines in it and all the setbacks and all that, you're going to have all that in there. News is going to be basically like a mini vlog for us where we're going to talk about the latest things that have happened, new releases coming out, if we're featured on news or anything like that. Our portfolio, self-explanatory, is going to be images and such. How it works is going to explain to you how you actually go ahead and the process of working with us, if you will, and then contact. And then as you scroll down, going to be kind of like a little leaderboard here. These are the people that we work with. We work with places like Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Google Books, Ingram Spark, Alliance Games, Kobo Books, Apple Books. These are the places that if you publish with Wizard Tower Publishing or if you self-publish, we can help you get in with these people. We can show you the tricks and how to properly apply to them, because some of these people like Apple and Barnes & Noble, they're very complicated. And I think they make it hard on purpose because they want people who are really in it to win it, to have the commitment. Then down here will be a video bar where you're going to be able to watch real quick 3 or 5 minute videos. The first ones will be about what do we actually do, what is book publishing services, and what is game publishing services. And then Zonk. Zonk, for those of you who don't know, is myself and David Floor are working on a combination old school OSR video game where you sign in, create a character, and you adventure first person, kind of like Eye the Beholder and Zork mixed together, and that's where we get Zonk from. You're able to cast spells, use weapons, pick up items, disarm traps, fight monsters, all that cool stuff. A little bit about what we do and such. You can click on the links and learn them. You can sign up for a newsletter. If you are interested in saving money, you're going to want to sign up for the newsletter. And the reason why you're going to want to sign up for the newsletter is because we're going to have like flash sales, like 24-hour sales where 50% off this item or whatnot. And then you can reach out to us, our social media, which is pretty much going to be Facebook and YouTube. So that is pretty much going to be the website. Pretty straightforward, but a lot of cool stuff in there. My wife, Tina. How you doing, Tina? Good, Mark. Go ahead.
And we got a nice question up there. It says, when will the new website be active?
Okay, the new website will be active tomorrow. Sometime late afternoon, Chad, to early evening, maybe even late evening. It looks pretty simple, and it is, but it's very complicated on the back end because it's connected to the store. There's videos connected to this. There's a lot of red wires that got to be connected to the red, and black connected to the black, yellow connected to the yellow. There's a lot of wiring on the back end of this. So, and that's the reason why I've taken a couple days, and I notified everybody in the group. I'm going to kind of disappear. I'm not ignoring y'all, but I need a couple days to get this website up and operational because this is the front end. Couple of questions that were asked, Mark. We should go over also things like why is it not in Drive-Thru-RPG? Maybe talk about. We're not going through Drive-Thru-RPG. The reason why is because when this website's up and operational, you're going to have the ability to go into the store because there's going to be a new store attached. And you're going to be able to purchase the PDF and instantly be able to download the PDF if you buy a PDF, that type of thing. Plus, I respect Drive-Thru-RPG. I really do. They do a lot of good for a lot of gamers. But they have a hell of a big percentage they take out of your product. For those of you who are going to be doing publishing, and if you publish with Wizard Tower Publishing, we're not charging you. We're not taking 30% of your money. We're taking 15%. That's it. If we publish your book, it's going to be a 15% basically rate that we take out of you, unless we have a special deal with you. Then it could be higher. But if we're going to be doing like a lot of stuff in the background, like doing all of your layout, all your artwork, and we're going to be supplying all that stuff, it's going to be more. But that's on a one-on-one basis, depends on your project. But for those of you who just want to do the Drive-Thru-RPG thing where, look, I want to put my PDF up on your website, it's going to be a flat 15%. You prepare it, you do all the work, you upload it. And yes, we're having a Drive-Thru-RPG style section on the website. So more money in your pocket is a good thing overall, I think. Chad says, looking forward to checking it out. Yep, you're going to be able to check it out. So what else we got going, Mark?
They might have noticed some small figures on your front page.
Yes. Glenn Hallstrom asked about those. We are going to have minis. We're going to come out with a mini line. These are not the minis from that. These are actually fantasy minis. But the initial line of minis for Gangbusters is going to be a line of 8 minis that are going to come out. And then about a month and a half later, there's going to be another line of 8. And then we're going to come out with, for lack of a better word, like gangster packs, like a pack of like 6 or 8 mobsters. The coppers pack, 6 or 8 police officers, the private dicks, as I call them, the private eyes, we're going to come out with those, just general mini packs that you're going to be able to purchase and do. Glenn, thank you very much. Mark, that's a hat off to you, my friend.
Well, thank you. Yeah. So we tried, I tried to take when I first initially did Gangbusters, it was 64 pages because I wanted to emulate BX close as I could. Then I said, okay, well, I have an opportunity with the expert to expound on it. So I tried to put as much stuff as I can while keeping it simple enough to be enhanced on and played. So
And
that's
boy,
why
did you.
it's like 200 pages now.
Yeah. You expanded it a little bit.
And that's just, and then I'm going to expand it more because the police book is about 100 some odd pages by itself.
Mm-hmm.
That's just another. Then I'm going to do a reporter's book. And then, of course, there's going to be Mob versus Monsters.
That's
It's going
right.
to be a horror book coming.
And you also have the existing setting.
And Rock Junction, the
Yep.
Hustler's Guide to Rock Junction. And that's another 100 some odd pages.
So think about this, Mark. If we do the math on this, players are going from 64 pages of content, going, woohoo, look at, I got a game. And within the next, 60 calendar days, they're going to have over 600 pages of content when you take everything and combine it.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot of, well, like I said, I've got 40 years of notes and things I always wanted to do and try. And I had time to sit down and flesh it out over the last couple of years. Since I did the basics, I've been, well, I want to add this. I want to change it this way. I want to do this. And now I had the opportunity to sit down and put it all together. And that's what I did.
And I'm going to tell you guys something. Me and Mark are really a team on this. Mark is a pleasure to deal with. And, I'm not saying this strictly because he's sitting in front of me. I've even talked to Eric Tenkar and Tom Verl from Tabletop Tapper and Tenkar Tavern and talked about Mark behind his back. And what I say is the same thing I'll tell everybody. It is nice to meet a creator who is so vested just his heart and soul into a project, into his work. This man sitting below me on this video is willing to put the time that's needed into the project to get the project done. And he's willing to put the effort in. And you know what? I'm the publisher. Yeah, my company's name is on the book and I can go, ha ha, look what I did. No, that man down below me deserves 100% of the glory, the flying flag. Mark, you have done a hell of a job on this in front of everybody. I want to say thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
I
I think back to, I don't know, some of you guys might be too young for this, but I think of the Ronco shaver.
Oh, man, Ronco!
I like the company so much, I bought the company. I like the Rangers so much, I bought the company. I like Gangbusters, okay?
Ronco. You had to bring Ronco up, didn't you? Now you got me dated. Holy cow. What's next? Land of the Lost TV show we're going to talk about Saturday mornings?
Hey, that's what it takes.
Vernon Fultz, thank you for tuning in, Vernon. Vernon says, I hope your minis will be the same scale as Simon's Cthulhu Death May Die minis. That'll give players a wide range of figures for their games. The minis for Gangbusters are the standard 28 millimeter size of gaming in general. So they're the standard size. So I have to confess, I don't know the scale of Simon's Cthulhu Death May Die. Mark, you chat for a minute. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to make sure.
I think it's 32.
Let me take. You talk. Sure. I'll go dig real quick.
Yeah, like I say, we just try to, as much support, and as long as you guys want it and it's selling and moving, we're going to try to do as much as we can. Because I got at least right now, there's 10 books in various stages of completion. And this is like, you got the core book, you got the Welcome to Rock Junction, the Hustler's Guide to Rock Junction, the Police book, and then that's just 3 right there. I thought it was 32 millimeter. Yeah.
But the difference between 28 and 32 millimeter, just to let you guys know, is literally that much side by side.
That much.
They're literally that much.
We don't play.
Yeah.
I just suffered through Clutch Cargo too.
Clutch Cargo? Glenn, would you shut up? You're dating us. You're making me feel old. You're making my knees and back ache now. I'm getting a feeling so old with that. Man. But
if you just said Johnny Quest, I'd be like, okay, I can deal with that one.
Oh, Johnny Quest. God, you guys are killing me. Oh, Chad says, Land of the Lost, could that lead to an Edgar Rice Burroughs flavored Gangbusters supplement? Yes. You know what? This is another thing. If anybody has an idea on how to to, if you got an idea for a mini adventure or something like that, by all means, email us at info@wizardtowergames.com and go ahead and submit it. Let's talk. No
Might want to work with
problem.
you.
Yeah, we are happy to sit there and to bring people into it and just get the game expanded.
Yeah,
Um,
like there's going to be cloak vigilantes. We didn't even got to that yet. So there's going to be like a Pulp Hero section of it coming out, and it's a lot of stuff.
mhm.
It's just going to take. I
Yep.
can't put like 40 books out at once, but every
No.
couple of months, new book. Every 3 or 4
Yeah.
months, new book. So it's
Yeah.
going to have time for the market to absorb it and
Yeah.
use it and play it, and then the next couple of months. Say if we put out just 3 books a year is more than what most people do.
Yeah.
We've already done that just at the initial launch.
Yeah. And the thing is, what we want to make sure is this: is we don't want to, and this sounds kind of counterintuitive, but we don't want to oversaturate players initially, because you can get, even though you love it, you can get burned out. So what we're going to do is we're going to very carefully stage these releases. You may want it and we may be done with it, but we're not going to release it yet. We want to make sure that you have time to take what you have, play it, enjoy it, absorb it, get it settled, and then the next will come out. And same thing, you absorb it and kind of play it. Because, and I didn't even talk to Mark about this yet. I was going to bring it up to him privately, but I'll just say it out here in his mind. I actually have thoughts of putting out together a collectible card game based on Gangbusters.
Yeah.
So lots of ideas happening here, lots of stuff. Judd Goswick, how you doing? Judd says, howdy. We'll have to catch on the replay. Looking forward to Gangbusters BX Second Edition. Um, there's where it's at. That's what this is all about. We are putting out, and that's another thing. We want to make sure it's the best quality product we can put out. Glenn says, the other day it occurred to me that 80 supplement with a supernatural supplement. Who you gonna call? Oh man.
Yep.
Don't you play? Wait, Glenn is famous for his Ghostbusters, ain't he?
Yeah. Once he gets the horror supplement, he's gonna be like, his jaw's gonna be open. It's just gonna wait till you guys see that. In Mobs and Monsters, it is phenomenal. I love it. I just,
And for those of you who don't know, Central New York Con just happened in New York. Richard, who ran the convention, it was his first year, like WizardCon was. From what everybody reports to me, 10 Car from 10 Cars Tavern and such, it was a hit. Happily so. He's going to be on the Vlog of Many Things on Thursday. We're going to be doing a convention breakdown. But what I was thinking about is we're looking to do for WizardCon for 2026. We're trying to figure out what would be a good adventure module. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to do something like the horror version of Gangbusters, where who are you going to call? Gangbusters. And kind of bring that into it. And that will probably be the convention, quote unquote, convention module. Glenn, maybe you can run it at the convention.
Oh,
I know Mark will be there.
Yeah, I've been asked to go to the Philadelphia convention coming up next year.
Page, yep.
And I'll be putting in information for that. And I'm like,
excellent.
Yep, I'll try to get to that one.
Yep, because we will be there also. We are going to be there as special guests, and also we got invited to put our booth there. We're going to be right next to Rob Conley from Bat in the Attic Games. So, Mark, we'll have product there. You're going to be there. Yep. There's going to be gaming there. So, if you need a refill, swing by the booth. We'll be able to hook you up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, a lot of good things happening. And maybe we can touch conventions a little bit. So, we've got we're going to be for 2026, we're going to be at Page. We're going to be at TotalCon. I'm going to be reaching out to Heidi and Eric Garland, Gygax Garland, to be over at EdCon. I'm I did not have time to get into it for 2025, but I'm going to try to get in 2026. I want to get into ShireCon.
Yes.
And then also I want to get into TotalCon. Definitely TotalCon.
I'd like to get in the game hole this year, if possible.
Oh, Game Hole. Is it? No, Game Holes. No, Game Holes like coming up quick, aren't they?
It's in October.
I thought Game Hole was in June.
It's in October. As far
What
as
is
I know.
Wait a minute. What is the big game con happening in June? There's another one coming up next week.
Gen Con, that's in July, August.
When is it?
End of July, 1st of August is Gen Con.
No, not Gen Con. Hold on. June.
And I might try to get down there for that one, you know.
There is. There is. List of conventions. Let's go look up the United States.
And we might have to put that up on a site, you know, conventions we plan on attending.
You know what? Hold on a minute. I'm adding that right now.
Oh, and speaking of, I want to eventually set up a pack. So if you want to run conventions for us,
yes,
go run Danish conventions, we want to help support you with that. So we're going to look at stuff that we can supply you for that.
Go ahead, Mark. I'm looking up stuff real quick, trying to find stuff.
Yeah, North Texas. I want to get back down there. It's been a while. I need to get back down there.
I really wanted to get into North Texas RPG Con this year. Me and Tina wanted to go down there and just visit, but I had the commitment. I had to get this game going, and it was either me and Tina could either drive down to Texas and have fun for 3 or 4 days, or we could fulfill our commitment to the gamers. And we just, it's not a decision to be made. It's easy. The gamers come first. And that's part of what me and Mark do. This is what I was talking about Mark earlier. It's a commitment, and it's not being cheesy or patting ourselves on the back. It's a bona fide fact. We're committed to this game, and if it means giving up our pleasure to go ahead and get it taken care of, we're going to do it for you gamers because you guys deserve it. Rod, how you doing, my friend? Rod is here. It just happened. And again, as always, it's a blast. Everybody loves that convention. Rod, I really hope you make it out to WizardCon in 2026. Chad says you got ectoplasm on bathtub hooch. You got bathtub hooch and ectoplasm.
It could happen.
Yep. There is something going on. Glenn, maybe you know, what is the gaming convention that's coming up here? There's something going on here. Okay, here we go. There's something going on next weekend.
Really?
Someone help me here. Okay, let's see. There is Origins, there is Contribution, Dexlight, there's ShareCon. These are July. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Origins, there's Origins.
I would love to get out there, but man, we got so much to get this off the ground before we can just start taking the tours and go doing stuff.
And I'll tell you another thing is, and Mark can attest to this, there is a lot of work that goes into getting a game like this up and out. This isn't just Rod. It must be Origins. I got, for some reason, I had TotalCon in my head, but I'm wrong. But yeah, it was Origins, Rod. I'm trying to think here. We got July coming up. I know we got, Eric would know definitely. Oh, real quick. We literally, right before the show, I was talking to Eric and Tom. Eric from 10 Cars Tavern and Tom from Tabletop Tap Room. We are going to be doing a weekly, except for the last weekend of every month, because Eric has another commitment. On Sundays at 8 o'clock, we're going to be doing a live D&D session. Yours truly, I am the DM, and Eric and Tom and company are all going to be the players. I would like to get a Gangbusters game going. where Mark is the DM, and maybe we do a weekly gaming session, or not weekly. Well, maybe like a bi-weekly or maybe once a month. Me and Mark will have to get that figured out. And anybody interested in getting playing it? What's that?
How many people can we have on the screen?
I think we can get up to 8 people on this screen.
Okay.
So 7 people with the DM.
All right.
So we got room for people who want to play. We know Glenn's going to be in on this.
We'll have more people than you can shake a stick at if I put the word out. You know that, right?
Idea. Maybe the idea is let's do this. And I don't know how people can go ahead and throw their input into this. Is maybe do a game twice a month, and it's rotating. Like, so we can have up to 16 players, 8 one week, 8 the next, and that's kind of like what it would be.
Or I can do
And then
one shots.
one shots would be good. No, that's a great idea. So we can always rotate.
Yeah.
And if we run into a week where it's not 8 people, well, if we only have 4 people, well, then 4 people end up, yanking out the Tommy guns and robbing banks and doing, the things that we do in this game.
Yeah, we can do one shots. We can do how to play, how to build characters. We can do all kind of different stuff on there just to answer questions like, hey, let's make a character. We're going to do this type of guy,
Yep. Glenn Hausman says as long as the wife is okay with it. You know what? We all have to get approval by the supervisors, me included.
We all do, right?
Yep. But see, I'm kind of lucky. My wife, believe it or not, likes me gaming. She likes me doing this. You see, there's a philosophy of this, guys. You got to throw this at your wife. So if your wife is in ear distance, tell her to go in the other room and go grab, help you out with something. But this is between me and you guys only. No women allowed. What you do is you tell your wife this. You say, if I'm gaming at the computer, I'm not going to places like strip clubs, and I'm not doing stuff I'm not supposed to do. So I'm right here playing games, so it's all safe, honey. Right?
Right. She knows where you're at. She knows where you're at.
That's right. Judd, how you doing, my friend? Glad to see you in here. Judd says, the best magic/horror idea for Gangbusters would be magical whiskey. Literally have spirits in the spirits. That's actually pretty good. Oh, God, my wife is here, and I said this in front of her. I'm busted. My wife says, I don't see a game con for next week, and I tried to find a few new one this morning. Yes, my wife is a diligent supervisor. She's actually this morning over coffee literally looking for game conventions for us to go hook up to. So I'm lucky. I've got a wife who is into my gaming. And I know you do too, Mark.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it's like, they know where I'm at when I'm doing it. If I'm gaming, I'm definitely gaming. They know that. They don't worry about that.
That's right. And so I think that's a good idea. What we're going to do is we're going to be adding a schedule. That's a good idea, Mark. I got it written down right here. We're going to be adding a schedule also on the website of gaming conventions, but not only gaming conventions we're going to, again, community. This is about community. So we're going to list all the gaming conventions that we can find. So in case you find one that you want to go to, but if we're going to go to it, we'll like highlight it in some way where we're going to be at it playing it.
And also, if you're going to run a game there, let us know.
Exactly.
Hey, you're going to run a convention at this place? We can help spread the word.
Yep.
You never know.
St. Cuthbert, nice to see you, my friend. I got your message this morning via text. I am answering after my show, just to let you know. St. Cuthbert is coming out with a game module through Wizard Tower. You like dwarves? You like old school gaming? This guy has put a module together that's going to blow your freaking mind away. Believe me. My wife says if Dawn is gaming at the computer, I can buy fabric for her witchery. Yeah, we got something we're going to be releasing, and it's not dice bags. It's going to blow your guys' mind, courtesy of my wife. And then Glenn Hallstrom says, look, babe, I could be losing money at the weekly poker game. Exactly. See, that there's there's pros to this. Rod, I know you're married too, so and you got a gaming company, and that's another thing. You know what? If you have a gaming company, I'm not intimidated by like, oh, it's like secret and all that. If you got a gaming company and you have an event coming up, let me know. I'll put you on the gaming schedule on the website for Wizard Tower Publishing, and I'll put your game company up there and let them know that you're going to be at this convention. I believe in community, and I really believe that. And I think that there's enough gamers out there for everybody. So that's the way it goes. St. Cooper says, you're a busy man. I'm crazy busy, but the nice thing about it is I've got myself an editor hired. I'm hiring one more editor, and I've got 2 layout guys I'm going to be talking to. Once I get those layout specialists hired and those editors hired, talk about a load off my shoulders. And I'm going to admit something here. I have a public apology to make. St. Cuthbert, Mark. St. Cuthbert has been so patient with me over his project. That man deserves an apology by me because I have been so busy. I have been so delayed on his project. And so publicly, I apologize to you, my friend. He knows I'm not ignoring him. It's just things have been so crazy busy here. You know what? eBay, don't overcount as online selling. You never know. Rod W says, sure, I'm running an event on June 20th at PDXOSRCon, but I doubt you'll be flying to Portland. You know what? I would love to go to Oregon. I actually really want to go to Astoria. Back when I was a paramedic, I got offered a job in Clatsop County, and I got offered a job as a paramedic there, and I did not take it. But it worked out because if I would have took it, I would not have met my wife Tina, and I would not be married to one of the finest women around right now. So it worked out in the end. But Son Kuthra says, the elk, good job, exactly. So look, people, we mean this when we say this. We really mean it when we say it's about community, and we do care. For those of you in the game business, trust me, we're not in this to make millions. Rod says, Astoria, the Goonies never die. Exactly. Jacob Hook, first time seeing here. Thanks for coming to our channel. Says, you guys aren't doing pay to win gangbusters. Bring $100 to the GM and your character gets $100. Exactly. You know what? I imagine we could figure out some way to make something fun for players. Maybe maybe make like a tournament where people win product. I think that'd be pretty fun. What do you think, Mark?
Well, yeah, because like I said, eventually we're gonna have the different ward bosses, things like that. I would love to have like where you remember back in the day they had like what was that called? It was like a not tournaments, but it was like
what?
Sponsored events where you could game and get points and different stuff like that. What is that? Like oh geez.
It was through TSR was doing it.
Yeah, it was through TSR. And my brain is going blank.
You know what? I can see it.
Right, I can see the logo, the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
Play and different stuff.
They were called. You could sign. Glenn Hallstrom or Rod, you guys know what we're talking about. It was TSR's gaming club. It was, come on, Glenn, come through here for us, buddy. You know what we're talking about.
They had their own modules. They ran for it. The whole.
You know what's going to happen? I'm going to get mad because as soon as he says it, I'm going to go, that was it.
Hang on.
Hold on. Let's think about this. It was called.
I'm looking right at the freaking little magazine.
So am I.
Because there's 2 Gangbusters.
It was like a compass type logo.
Yeah.
RPGA. Thank you, Mr. Hallstrom. See, it takes a gentleman with a brain among us idiots, the village idiots, to figure this out. I'm a village idiot. Yes, the RPGA.
Yeah. Role Playing Game Association. And the RPGA for Gangbusters is where they introduced pulp to it, because you go to the module Pulp Heroes type stuff.
Pulp, yeah.
Because you go to a farm and they have giant grasshoppers, and
Yep.
you fight them.
Yep.
Giant grab things like that. And they talk about that in there. They have a couple of articles
Okay.
in the book.
Let
Man,
me ask the community here. We right now have 72 people watching this live stream. Everybody watching this live stream, I have a question for you, and please comment in the thing. If we created a club like the RPGA, who would join it if it cost $20 a year to join? And the reason why we would charge $20 is because you would get a metal membership card, and you would get a monthly newsletter, just a really brief newsletter. Who would pay $20 a year to get that, where you get the monthly newsletter and a metal membership card? So please comment if you would, because that would be something that I'd be willing to fire up, because we're already talking about doing an e-zine.
But we'd have to give them something else. If it comes out monthly, maybe a one-page adventure, or maybe something, an NPC or something to go along
That would
with
be
it.
part of the e-zine, the monthly
Right.
newsletter. They get like an adventure pack every month. Now think about this. Adventure packs normally run $7.99. So if you're getting for $20 a year, you're getting an adventure pack, or maybe an adventure pack every 3 months.
Yeah.
See, we got Vernon would join, Glenn would join. You know, that's what we're trying to do. If there's a market for it, and if there's an appetite for it, we got no problem.
At least 100. I think would be worthwhile. We need at least 100.
Yeah.
That way it'd be at least, because we have to buy all these products and put time into doing it.
Mark, let's do this after this video. Let's put a poll in the Gangbusters group.
Okay.
Let's do that. So let's mark that down to do. We'll put a poll in the Gangbusters group. Go ahead while I write this down, Mark.
Yeah, because that way, maybe we figure out a way we explain the benefits, what you get, and all things like that. Once we have an idea, and that way, we want to get like you're part of the community and things like that. Maybe you have like a number, like different regions and different stuff. When you showed up to play, we'd have benefits for you, or hey, maybe this will give you on your birthday something. I don't know. We could come up with something that so everyone, you get your $20 worth, basically.
Yeah. Basically, we got Glenn Hallstrom says I would. Vernon Falls. Laura Regal says she would. Laura, thank you for tuning into the channel. You're a new name to us. Terry says you'd join. Chad, of course. St. Cuthbert says, I would. It'd be a great way to build out a community beyond YouTube. We could find gamers. We could advertise so much. And I could actually, and I'd be happy to do this, is we could make a part of the website for, I know what to call it, because actually me and Eric already talked about this before, the TTGRA, the Tabletop Gaming Association, TTGRA. Basically, I could make a special part of it where, just like what St. Cuthbert said, have a place where people could put they could advertise hey, my local hobby shop, Joe's Games and Hobby, is having a gamers weekend. We could put it up there for people to know about, and we could advertise for people for free. And that way, again, community, taking that community and bringing the community together. And
one of the hardest things is getting the word out. Remember, some of you guys might, the old G+ days, we knew how to reach tens of thousands of gamers at one location.
Yep.
Now
remember YouTube chat rooms?
Yeah.
No, it was not YouTube. It was
YouTube,
Yahoo. Yahoo chat rooms.
Yahoo chat rooms. But they worked, and they had all these different things. Right now, just like most games, if they sell 1,000 copies, they did phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
There's tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people playing games, and it's so hard to reach them. That's why I'm always asking, share, let your group know, different people. And the more we get the word out, it helps everybody. You might have something, hey, I like that, so I might buy it. You might like something, someone else. And if we all rise up together, we're going to help gaming, because there's thousands of people who used to play Gangbusters who still play other games, but they don't even know it's back out yet. And every weekend, I didn't know that was back out. I didn't know, and it's amazing how many years I've been doing this, and people are still discovering it. And that's great when they do, because then they're looking to buy stuff, but people just don't know what they don't know, and we got to
Well,
figure out a way to reach them.
and along with that, there's another important aspect here that's critically important, and that is what we're doing is beyond even gangbusters. We're bringing gamers together. And
Yes.
me and Mark were talking right before this video, as a matter of fact, about reaching out to local libraries and getting libraries to have gaming clubs where we can go online for the safety of kids, because parents are understandably concerned about the safety of their kids, where kids can, on a weekly basis, maybe sit down for 30 minutes or an hour and learn how to play gangbusters. They can kind of like expand their gaming horizons, where they get out from behind this
Mm-hmm.
and they really get into this, you know, understanding and communicating with other people, playing the games one-on-one, having fun, understanding that, you know, it is magical. And I hate to sound corny like this, but it is truly magical when you can sit down with a group of 6 or 8 people from around the world and game together. You know, I literally not a week ago sat down with Paulie Kidd. You know, Paulie Kidd is a creator from Australia, and we're sitting down and talking like we're doing right now. And you know, Tim Kask, who's a good friend of mine, who he games with a group of gamers from Okinawa, Japan. And this is what brings us all together. Yeah, it's not face to face, literal, where I can reach out and touch Mark, but it's the next best thing. It's me and Mark sitting down together and gaming together. Glenn there, St. Cuthbert there, Terry, Laura, Vernon, you know, you know, all these people who at any other time would never even know who a person was. And we can all gather together, we can have fun and game together and create lasting friendships. And that's what all this is about, folks. This is what me and Mark is also trying to obtain with Gangbusters, you know, and it's just, you know, it's possible now because of technology.
We're going to cut you guys in on a piece of the action.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So
So,
it's like we got so many books, so many different stuff, and it's coming.
no.
It seems like we got these grandest dreams, things like that, but we're going to take it a little bit at a time, a little
Yep.
bit at a time, a little bit at a time, before you know
Yep.
it, and it's all laid out.
And see, that's been my problem. That's been my fault. What I've tried to do is, and it's been with goodwill, I have tried to make a lot happen too soon. Instead of taking a step back and going, you know what, this has to be released in stages. I've been trying to like make everybody happy at the same time and say, here's it all, and it just fails. So we're stepping back and we're just going, you know what we're going to do? We're not releasing everything at once. We're going to give a little bit here, a little bit there. We're going to do this very slowly, but you're going to get it. And that's the end point.
You're getting
So
everything you paid for it, and everything's done. It's
that's
just
right.
it has to work through the pipeline, and we're going to enhance the
Yep.
pipeline as we go.
Yep. So basically, it is 9 o'clock. We've been at this for an hour. Um, to let everybody know, kind of recap, the new website is going to be up tomorrow sometime late. I'll keep everybody kind of informed throughout the day tomorrow as the day proceeds. Let everybody know as things kind of progress. Um, but a lot of good stuff coming down the pipe. Mark,
Any
thank you
other
for
last
coming on.
minute questions?
Yeah, yeah. Real quick, does anybody have any questions or anything else? And while you're kind of thinking about your questions, please like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Help us grow. If you just hit that subscribe button, you're really going to help us out a lot. Um, it helps us get the ability to get you content out there. So please click that subscribe button if you could.
Small
Um,
gesture on your half, large benefit for us. We appreciate it.
That's right. So if anybody has any questions, If not, what we'll do is we'll everybody go. Hope everybody has a good night. Again, we're going to go ahead. We're going to be making some announcements tomorrow as the website gets closer to release. Everybody who has a game order in, your games are going into print and bind now. We got all the edits in. So thank you very much for helping us get the game a little bit better. Thank you to you all who do that. And Mark, thank you very much for trusting Wizard Tower Publishing with your game. I know it's your baby, and takes a lot to trust somebody with it.
And we got a lot of stuff coming. We're going to work at it. Just be a little more patient. We're just so close. We're so close.
Yeah, and ultimately, thank you very much to everybody for being patient with us. It's been a long road, but we're at the end of the road. It's getting into print and bind. It is happening. So Glenn says later, see you guys Friday night. Glenn, let us know on that. You mentioned something to me earlier. I don't want to out it right here in front of everybody, but let me and Mark know if that's definitely going to happen or not. So everybody,
we're going to talk about the other products in the future. We're not quite nailed it down yet, but I would like to personally get Gangbusters out in physical form before we start bringing that up. We don't want to get sidetracked. We have to stay on our task because we're moving along fine.
Yep. So
Laura, just hang out, be a little bit more patient. It'll probably be sometime next month before we really going into that. So that's like
Laura,
15, 14 days, 2 weeks.
Yep. Let's just put it this way. If you buy the game, don't worry. You've got a lot of gaming ahead of you. You probably don't have enough time in your days to play what we're putting out. So Glenn says it is. All right, Glenn. All right. I'll let you announce that in your own channels in your own way. So everybody, thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm going to get off here. I got some things I got to do. I go pick up my daughter from work. So got to go do that. I'm the taxi service tonight. So cars in the shop, been in the shop forever, but we'll get it figured out. So everybody, thank you for tuning in. Have a good night, everybody. Mark, thank you very much. And on behalf of Wizard Tower Publishing,